Today, we're diving into the untold story of one of America's most beloved faces, the golden girl of television, the forever radiant Maureen McCormick. For decades, her smile has symbolized wholesomeness, her name forever linked to the nostalgic glow of the Brady Bunch. But behind that sunshine-perfect image lies a story far more complicated, filled with rare photos, hidden pain, and the kind of emotional truth that Hollywood rarely dares to show. This is the woman who embodied the perfect teen dream, only to confront addiction, heartbreak, and the long climb back to herself. So get ready, because Maureen's private life, when truly seen, isn't about scandal. It's about survival. Before she became Marsha, Maureen McCormick was a California girl with big dreams and even bigger talent. Born on August 5, 1956, in Encino, she was the youngest of 4 children. Her childhood home wasn't a Hollywood mansion. It was a regular suburban house filled with love, laughter, and the hum of possibility. Her father, a teacher-turned-school administrator, and her mother, a homemaker, nurtured her creativity. They didn't know it yet, but their little girl with the dimpled cheeks and sparkling eyes was destined to become an icon. Maureen's first taste of fame came early. At age 6, she won the Baby Miss San Fernando Valley beauty pageant, catching the eye of a talent agent. Soon after, she appeared in television commercials for Barbie dolls, Chatty Cathy, and Kool-Aid, always with that same innocent brightness that made people smile. She had the gift of relatability. Even as a child, she wasn't just cute, she was magnetic. Then, in 1969, destiny called. Producer Sherwood Schwartz was casting for a new sitcom about a blended family, a widowed mother, a widowed father, and their 6 kids learning to live under one roof. When Maureen walked in, the role of Marsha Brady was hers before she even finished reading. Her charisma filled the room. Schwartz later said that she was Marsha from the moment she said hello. The Brady Bunch premiered that same year, and within months, America was hooked. For 5 seasons, Maureen became the face of the ideal teenage daughter. Pretty, polite, and endlessly optimistic. But what made her performance special wasn't perfection. It was sincerity. There was warmth behind her smile. Audiences didn't just watch her. They felt connected to her. Behind the scenes, though, being America's sweetheart wasn't as easy as it looked. Rare photos from the set show Maureen between takes, laughing with co-stars one moment, then quietly lost in thought the next. She was a teenager under enormous pressure, trying to balance school, work, and a rapidly growing fan base. "It was magical and overwhelming all at once," she later said. "I loved Marsha, but I didn't always love being her." The show became a pop culture phenomenon. Fans sent her thousands of letters each week. Teen magazines dubbed her the perfect girl next door. She appeared on talk shows, recorded albums with the Brady Kids, and became one of the most recognizable faces in America. But for all its success, the Brady Bunch cast didn't get the superstar treatment you might expect. They were paid modestly, and when the show ended in 1974, it left Maureen at a crossroads. She was only 18, but already deeply typecast. Casting directors saw her as Marsha Brady, not Maureen McCormick, the actress. That identity trap, combined with personal insecurities and emotional pain, became a breeding ground for self-destruction. The transition from beloved teen idol to adult actress proved brutal. Fame faded, offers disappeared, and loneliness crept in. To escape, Maureen turned to drugs. "I was trying to fill the emptiness," she later admitted. "I didn't know who I was without Marsha." What came next shocked even those closest to her. The 80s were a blur of missed auditions, broken relationships, and lost opportunities. Maureen would later reveal in her memoir, "Here's the story that her addiction grew so severe, she once skipped a screen test with Steven Spielberg. I chose drugs over my dreams," she wrote. That's how powerful the grip was. The rare photos from that period, candid snapshots taken by friends, unflattering paparazzi shots, tell the story of a woman in free fall. The perfect hair and radiant eyes were replaced by exhaustion and uncertainty. But those same images also show something else: resilience. Even in her darkest moments, you can sense the fighter within her. The same spark that made America fall in love with her was still there, buried but unbroken. And then, just when her life seemed beyond repair, love intervened. In 1984, Maureen met Michael Cummings, a man who saw her not as a fallen star, but as a human being in need of compassion. Their relationship wasn't a Hollywood whirlwind. It was real, slow, patient, and healing. Michael stood by her as she sought treatment and began the long, painful process of recovery. "He saved my life," Maureen would later say, "not because he fixed me, but because he believed I could fix myself." Their love became the cornerstone of her rebirth. She got sober, reconnected with her faith, and began rebuilding her career one step at a time. Slowly, the world began to see her again, not as a relic of the 70s, but as a woman of substance. She took on new roles in stage productions and television, including Teen Angel and Passions, and later appeared on Dancing with the Stars, where fans were moved by her vulnerability and grace. But perhaps her most remarkable performance wasn't on screen. It was in life. Maureen turned her pain into purpose. She became an advocate for addiction recovery and mental health awareness, speaking openly about her journey so others could find hope. In an industry where image is everything, her honesty was revolutionary. "I don't regret my past," she once said, "because it brought me here." Her memoir, released in 2008, became a bestseller. Fans who had adored her as Marcia now fell in love with Maureen, the woman behind the smile, the survivor who refused to give up. Readers were especially moved by the chapter where she described reconciling with her father before his passing, a moment of forgiveness that symbolized her full-circle healing. In the years that followed, Maureen embraced a quieter, more grounded life. She and Michael have been married for over 3 decades, a rarity in Hollywood. Their relationship is based on trust, faith, and laughter. In recent interviews, she often says that she's happiest at home, tending to her garden or cooking dinner. The woman once defined by fame now defines success by peace. Yet the fascination with her never faded. On social media, fans regularly share vintage photos, that famous 70s glow, the long blonde hair, the radiant innocence, alongside modern pictures that show her aging naturally, gracefully, confidently. Her beauty has evolved, but her light remains the same. Those rare photos that surface online tell a story not of scandal, but of evolution. She didn't just grow older, she grew wiser. Maureen's story also highlights something deeper about fame and femininity. As a young actress, she was celebrated for her looks, her sweetness, her Marcia perfection. But as she grew into womanhood, she began defining herself on her own terms, no longer the perfect girl, but the real woman. That evolution, from image to authenticity, mirrors what so many women experience in their own lives, just under brighter lights. Even in recent years, her presence continues to inspire. She joined the A Very Brady renovation project, reuniting with her castmates to restore the original Brady house. Watching her walk through those iconic rooms again was emotional, for fans and for her. "It felt like coming home," she said softly during filming. But you could tell she wasn't just visiting her past. She was at peace with it. Maureen's grace also shines through in how she treats fame today. She doesn't chase the spotlight. She embraces it only when it serves a purpose. When she appears at charity events or speaks about recovery, she radiates authenticity. "I used to think people loved Marcia more than me," she once said. "Now I know they can love both." And maybe that's what makes Maureen McCormick so timeless. She represents the woman inside every icon. The one who's been adored, doubted, broken, and rebuilt. The one who has learned that survival isn't about perfection, it's about perseverance. Today, at 69, Maureen is still luminous. She's proof that Hollywood beauty can age gracefully, that fame doesn't have to define a life, and that vulnerability is its own form of power. Her fans, old and new, see her as a reminder that the human heart always has a second act. So, when we talk about Maureen McCormick's private life exposed, we're not exposing scandal, we're revealing strength. The shocking secrets aren't salacious, they're soulful. They remind us that even the brightest stars can stumble, fall, and rise again, brighter than before. So tell us, what's your favorite Maureen McCormick moment? Was it her dazzling days as Marcia Brady, her emotional honesty in her memoir, or her heartfelt return to the spotlight? Let us know in the comments below. And if you loved this deep, glamorous, and inspiring look into Maureen's journey, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we've got more stories coming about Hollywood's most fascinating women and their untold truths.